graduated from high school, went to college. Sitting in college one day, I thought, I'm a pretty good boy. Didn't get in trouble. Graduated from high school. Just hadn't got in. The sheriff had to look for me or anything. I did pretty good. But the Lord said, is that what's going to get you to heaven? And I remember sitting in college class one day. It's a Bible college. And I remember the Lord speaking to me and said, I want to know one thing. Are you a Christian? I said, yes, Lord. He said, how? I said, what do you mean? He said, are you a Christian because you're following your mom and dad? Are you a Christian because you're following your church? Or he said, are you a Christian because you're doing what they want you to do at this Bible college? It was a pretty strict Bible college. And I had to think about that for a while. And I realized real quickly, a lot of things I was doing in life was to please my mom and dad. A lot of things in my life I was doing to please my church. And a lot of things I was doing to please that Bible college I was at because the standards were high. And I was doing all these things. And God literally poked me in the nose and said, what about me? And I thought about that. And I thought of how busy we have become as a society. We're busy doing a lot of things. And there's nothing wrong with these things. But how many times do we stop for a moment and really recognize the reason we're here? You see, God blesses every one of us with different talents, with different abilities. The only way I can explain things is by sight. I'm not a good one for just dreaming things up, but I like to see things. I guess I'm like, what's the fellow's name? Oh, Thomas. I'm not going to believe you unless I see you. That would be me. I just admit it. I say the proof's in the pudding. But I thought about that. I thought about that box. And I thought, okay, God, you've given me mom, you gave me mom and dad. Lord, you've given me 2 children. And yet, it's more than that. It's what we do with our very lives that really matters. It's what we do with the very purpose we have in living that really matters to us. And I ask myself, have I made my life worthy of God's approval? Not just because I go to church, not just because I'm a pastor, not just because I do all these things, but is God really satisfied? Is He really happy with the way I'm living my life? You see, God has given me and God has given every one of us tools. He's given us tools to use. And what do we do with those tools? Let me explain it this way. Anybody know what this is? It's a box. It's more than a box. What's in it? We're going to find out. There's a tool in this box. And this tool is kind of, we can symbolize it and say it's kind of like your life. When God allows you to be born, God put certain abilities within you. Yes, it has to be developed. Yes, you have to study. Yes, you have to put some greasework in it. But God gave every single one of us abilities. Right. And the worst thing we can do is sit on those abilities. The worst thing we can do is not do them. I heard a man say not too long ago, a lot of graves are full with people that had great plans.
Preach it, brother.
But plans aren't good enough. Right. It's doing something with our life. It's making our life count for something. It's getting out there on the limb, so to speak, and allowing God to take the abilities that God has blessed us with and put them into practice and put them into work and see them working in our own lives.
Amen.
That's what it's all about. And so that's what this little illustration is. I ordered this off online a few weeks ago, and it came in the mail last week. And I was so excited to get it. I got the directions out. And it's 7 steps. I thought these were really good. I want to read you these 7 steps. Number 1. Chi-cha-choo-chee-chong-ting-tang-chang. I ordered it from the wrong country. If anyone knows what these little symbols are, would you please help me out? What is it? What is it? No, it's not. It's a piece of wood. There's a hole in it. That's our problem right there. We're trying to do things that we're not even prepared to do. Think about that. A ukulele, it wants to be one, but there's more to it than there. Leroy, come here. All right, run, Leroy, run. Hold that. Don't drop it. Look at that. There's Leroy's neck. Look at that. Look at that. Put your finger, oh, you got backwards. Put your finger there. There you go. And we're not going to get the rest out, but look at this. You know what this is? These are the parts to a project. When we're born, God gives us parts to a project. We are parts. We're not complete. Some of us are missing some parts. I shouldn't have said that, should I? But God gives us the opportunity to do something with our life. And it's up to us. It's really up to us. I can take that home. I can take that home, put it back in the box, take it up to my music studio. Thank you, Leroy. Put it on the shelf. 2 or 3 years from now, cobwebs will be there, and it hasn't done one bit of good. And how many of us, that's the way our lives are? We've got so much potential. There's so much good that we can do, but we never get ourselves out of the box. The box is closed. It's out on the shelf. And we're so heavenly minded, we're of no earthly good. Think about that. Where am I going from here? Well, that's up to me. And I lay here tonight. I've been at my church 32 years now. I don't know why they put up with me this long, but they do. I love my church. I love my people. I'm probably the weirdest pastor in the world because I never dress up unless I have to go to church. You'll see me in jeans and tennis shoes most of my time. You'll see me every morning, Tuesday through Saturday, at Betty's Kitchen around me eating breakfast. The sheriff pops in on us once in a while and sees us, and we have our little group there. A lot of those fellows are people that don't go to church. And I have a wide open opportunity. So what do I do every week, every day when I go to Betty's Kitchen, drink my coffee and spend a couple hours with these guys? On my way every morning, I get there at 5:30 every morning. I'm on the way every morning. I pray and say, God, help me to be an instrument to touch one of these guys' life. There's some rough guys there. They act like it. But I tell you, deep within their heart, there's some guys that want God. And Lord, help me to be the one that's got myself out of the box. That's taken the pieces that you have given me, blessed me with. Help me to cultivate that. Paint it. Whatever I've got to do to get myself to the place where one of these days I can strum that ukulele for your glory. Amen. That others might see what God can do for them, just like He's done for me. There's so much more I could tell you about my life. I have no complaints. I have the best life anyone could ever ask for. I've got it made.
Praise God.
And I thank God for that. I do. I thank God for that. But you know what? I can't quit. There's more pieces. There's more opportunities. There's more things that God wants to see all of us do for Him. Let's be busy in all the Master's business.